evening, Mrs. Fiorentino. Well, I hope it's hot enough for you.
Terrible.
Have you ever seen such heat?
I get through with the supper dishes and I'm wet from head to foot.
Ain't a dry stitch on me neither.
So I just take off my corset and let myself spread.
I think I'll take a nice hot bath before I go to bed.
The trouble with a bath is that when you get done, you're just about as hot again as when you began. It offers the heat, it offers. Don't know what I'm gonna do. Got them sweating, my dog's sweating. I'm soaking wet all through. Don't know what I'm gonna do. Good evening,
Mrs.
Mrs.
Olsen.
Olsen. I think it's Mercure in the cellar. A heat like this I don't remember.
We'll all be wishing for this in December.
My baby's crying all day. If he hates for his feet, do I say?
And my dog Queenie is just dragging round. Her tail ain't wagging, just hanging down.
My baby gets teeth, it's hard to come.
My kids used to nearly chew off their thumbs.
The heat's got me, I'm feeling easy.
God and mercy, I'm feeling crazy.
It offers a heat, it offers. Don't know what I'm gonna
Damn mosquitoes!
I'm a slanting through and through. Don't know what I'm gonna do. Good evening.
Papa, here's your tea. Haven't you finished your paper yet? It makes it so hot with the lights on.
All right, put it out. There is anyhow nothing to read in this bourgeois papers. Itemoides! Itemoides! Itemoides in the capitalist papers. Man kills his soulmate and throws her in the gutter. 10-year-old daughter points up her mother. Nothing but opium for the working class. Itemoides in the capitalist press.
And there she stood without a stitch on.
And the scandals! Why the scandals? Why the scandals in the capitalist papers? Girl picks up sailor boy and dopes him while he's tired. Boston playboy loses trousers in a nightclub fight. People want that, and they give them this to fresh. Why the scandals in the capitalist press? This is torture. Only hope I live through. The scandals. Don't know what I'm gonna
I get to it first thing in the morning.
Ha! Says you!
I got a hill and a hand, but my hill I know it. Got a hill and a hand, my head going. I'm gonna save that hill until I
Come in, wherever you are. Hey, Ma!
Why don't you go upstairs instead of yelling like that?
Hey, Ma! What do you want, Willie? Give me a dime, will you? I want to get a call. Good evening.
Good evening,
Hey,
Mrs. Moran.
Mrs. Moran.
How many calls have you had today already? A lot. All the other guys is having calls. Come on, give me a dime. Well, it's the last one.
You certainly don't talk very nice to your mother. I'd like to hear one of mine talking that way to me.
All right, catch it, Willie. And don't come home too late.
Why don't you come down and be sociable, Mrs. Morant?
I'm getting some supper warm for my husband. Well, maybe I will for just a minute. Come in, wherever you are.
She has some troubles with that, Willie.
I guess it don't bother her much. She's got her mind on other things.
He was coming again today to see her.
Who? Tank?
Are you sure, Mrs. Olsen? Yes, I seen him. I was sitting on the stoop. That's terrible!
Get a load of this! You wouldn't think a married woman with a grown-up daughter would be fooling around with men like she hadn't order.
What do you think of that? What do you think of that? 2 times already this week I seen him here.
I seen that man myself last week. He had the gall to stop and speak. He was coming out as I came in. Good morning, says he, putting on a grin. Good morning, says I, looking him in the eye. As me and my dog passed him right on by. Ain't he got a nerve?
Ain't he got a nerve? I said to myself, now what a disgrace, and both of them are married too. A woman ought to know her place, and act like decent women do. Ain't she got no shame? 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 No woman like that. No woman like that. Get a load of that.
Careful, she's coming.
Goodness, ain't it hot?
I feel like a wet dish rag.
I would have liked to go to the park concert tonight if Rose had got home in time. My husband don't care for music, but Rose is more like me, just crazy about it.
Ain't she home yet?
No, I think maybe she had to work overtime.
Well, all mine ever comes home for is to sleep.
Young girls nowadays. My sister was writing me in Sweden the same thing.
It ain't only the young ones either.
Olga!
Oh, I bet you the baby, she's crying again.
What them foreigners don't know about bringing up babies.
Foreigners know just as much as other people, Mrs. Jones.
Oh, I'm not talking about the Germans. You Germans is different, more like the Irish. What I mean is all them squareheads and Polacks.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Oh, hi, Sam.
Hello, Sam.
Hello, Mrs. Morant. Is Rose upstairs?
Why, no, she's not home from work yet.
Oh. It's just that I thought she might want to walk around to the library with me.
Oh, goodness, Sam, are you off to the library again?
Well, I finished these, so I've got to get myself something to read.
I used to love reading too, but lately, well, I just seem to have got out of the habit.
I wouldn't know how to get along without reading. It means more to me than food or sleep or anything. I've read at least one book every day since I was 10. Well, if you'll excuse me, I've got to go, or the library will be closing.
I'll tell Rose you were asking for her.
Thank you!
He's such a nice boy. So quiet and gentle.
Well, he certainly can't have much on his mind if he's got time for all that reading.
Oh, I think it's wonderful to have something like that to put your heart and soul into. Rose says he's just about the brightest boy she ever met, and that she's sure someday he'll go.
Good evening. Oh, good evening, Mr. Buchanan.
Well, I hope it's hot enough for you.
How's your wife feeling in this weather?
She don't complain about the weather, but she's afraid to go out of the house. Thinks maybe she wouldn't get back in time in case, you know.
Oh, I was the same way with my Vincent. But with May, I was up and out till the very last minute.
Mr. Buchanan, do you think she would like some minestrone, good Italian vegetable soup?
Much obliged, Mrs. Fiorentino, but she can't seem to keep anything on her stomach. That's why I ran out to get her an orange. I'm sort of jittery, I guess. I'll sure be glad when we get this over with.
Honest, the way the men carry on, you'd think it was them that was having the baby.
Well, in a way, I think it's harder for the man.
What?
No, I mean it. When a woman has a baby, assuming that she shouldn't overlook the fact it's awful hard on a man.
When a woman has a baby, it is hard on a man.
That's the way it is with me, folks. I'm under a nervous strain. And even though I'm not laid up, I can hardly stand the pain. She tells me all her fears and nearly drives me silly. She thinks the baby's eyes will cross and you look like Cousin Tilly. I cannot seem to please her, no matter how I try. She wants soft-shell crabs at Christmas and oysters in July. Of course, I'm just a beginner, that's why I'm in this state. I guess I'll be much calmer when we get to number 8. It's easy for a mother to produce a Mike or Amy. It's Dad who has to pay and pay. When a woman has a baby, I'm on my way of taking. I think it's coming.
Well, I'm glad it's her and not me that has to go through it.
Oh, I don't know. Sometimes when I look back, I think that was the happiest time of my life. It's a wonderful